freeway.
This story,
Oh my gosh.
at the very least,
They're loaded.
may give you a new appreciation for a clean-shaven face.
These are the things that cause urinary tract infections.
A handful of brave men allowed us to swab their beards and lean on in to see what, if anything, is growing in them.
Here we go.
What we found even blew the mind of this microbiologist.
I'm usually not that surprised. I was surprised by this.
All the beards had a lot of bacteria, but the normal stuff you'd find on most surfaces. Beards proving they trap and hold quite a bit. But some were comparable too. Yep.
Those are the types of things that you find in
Poop? Action 7 News has swabbed a lot of things over the years. This is uncharted territory.
I've never seen a Petri dish with these colors before, and I've been doing a few of these.
They're lovely, aren't they? It's because we've never had them until now.
What are they?
These are enterics. These are the kind of things that you find in feces. And then
This is a collection of dirty. Golobic says this bacteria won't make you sick.
but it certainly shows a degree of uncleanliness that would be somewhat disturbing. It's just
Whoa.
completely loaded with enterics.
Golobic recommends a thorough beard scrubbing, lots of hand washing, and
Try to keep your hands away from your face as much as possible.
some sound advice, especially as the beard revolution seems to be at its peak. Golobic tells us if the city was to find samples like this in the water system, they'd shut it down for disinfecting.
What says, hooray, it's a girl? Better than artillery. Guns and landmarks lit up in pink celebrated the baby formerly known as Princess What's-Her-Name.
We have a name.
Oh, everyone together now. Charlotte Elizabeth Diana. That's perfect. That makes me cry. Wow.
It made Whoopi adopt an English accent.
Her name is Charlotte Elizabeth Diana Windsor Johnson. Okay, I just threw the Johnson in there.
Will and Kate honored 3 royals with one baby's name. Charlotte is the feminine of Charles, as in Prince Charles. Elizabeth is Queen Elizabeth, and Diana is Princess Diana. As for Charlotte, that's what Chelsea Clinton and her husband named their first baby, though this is probably the most famous Charlotte these days.
Charlotte, I think you are the sexiest woman I ever met.
Harry!
Not to be confused with this Harry. Charlotte's older brother even managed to wave to the press as he came to meet his little sister. His mom looked so good that a Russian paper quoted women questioning Kate's pregnancy, theorizing she must have had a surrogate. Here's one of Charlotte's first portraits made by an artist out of 1,000 onesies. But you know who really blew it? The Corgis. About a month and a half ago, a British betting company staged a Corgi race to predict the royal baby's name.
And they're off.
Oh, they were off all right.
Alexandra the winner!
Charlotte wasn't even in the running. We just found out her name, and already people are trying to guess what her nickname will be.
What if they called her Charlie?
If it's good enough for Revlon,
Charlie!
it's good enough for the House of Windsor.
Now the world belongs to Charlie.
GMO CNN, New York.
Like troops heading into battle, North Koreans follow banners marching into work. Mobilization is a part of daily life in this militarized nation. Right now, we're on the main road heading south from Pyongyang towards the border between North and South Korea, an area known as the DMZ, the Demilitarized Zone. The DMZ is anything but demilitarized. This barren road takes us to the ceasefire line that ended the brutal fighting of the Korean War in 1953. Today, a heavily fortified border with both sides constantly prepared for war. We're right here. Junior Lieutenant Colonel Nam Dong-ho is part of North Korea's standing army of more than 1 million, nearly 3/4 stationed close to the DMZ. Nam calls it the most tense place on the planet. More than 60 years after the ceasefire, North and South Korea are still technically at war.
So this is where you used to negotiate with the Americans.
Most Western historians say North Korea started the war, but here they teach a different version of history. America is the real culprit, he says, but still the Americans deny the truth. The tension is palpable as we approach the border.
Is there a real danger here of something breaking out? Yes.
Armed soldiers stand just feet from the border, the scene of occasional deadly violence in the years since the ceasefire. As we enter a building straddling the line between North and South, an ominous warning of an even bigger danger. The Americans have been threatening us with nuclear weapons, he says, since the days of the Korean War.
So is that why North Korea continues to develop its own nuclear program?
That's why we've equipped ourselves with nuclear weapons, he says, to counter the American nuclear threat. Nam points out, no country with a nuclear weapon has ever been attacked. A report leaked by the Wall Street Journal claims Chinese nuclear experts recently warned the U.S. They say Pyongyang now has 20 nuclear devices and is expected to double that number soon. North Korea also believed to possess long-range missile technology. If another major conflict breaks out between North Korea and the U.S., he says, America itself will become ground zero. A 6-decade-old war, considered history by much of the world, still a very real part of life on the DMZ. A painful reminder of the region's violent past, tense present, and uncertain future. Will Ripley, CNN, along the demilitarized zone, North Korea.